All right, man. Lions coach has been praising Jahlani Tavai so far early in the offseason. Obviously, they still got, they got to put on their pads. But the newest coach praising Tavai is defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. Let's talk about it. Reading from PriorDetroit.com. Jahlani Tavai down 17 pounds, catching the eye of defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. That's what supports the channel. Share the video, all that good stuff. Want to make a donation? Cash App is in the description. CJ Good 313 PayPal link there as well too. Last week, Detroit Lions linebacker coach Mark DeLeon praised Tavai for what he has seen from him ahead of organized team activities (OTAs). DeLeon said he really was impressed that the third year player was doing a great job and was in really good shape today. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn continued where DeLeon left off, speaking highly of Tavai and elaborating on the weight loss. I tell you what, Jahlani Tavai looking really good for us right now. Glenn told the media on day 3 of OTAs. I think he's lost like 17 pounds. He's moving well. He's another guy that is catching my eye as far as guys who can run. Glenn would say later Tavai was in the 240s now, but it's pretty good. Dropping 17 pounds and still being in the 240s means Tavai was playing last year's scheme somewhere near the 260-pound range. That would explain a lot about his performance in 2020. Is another indictment of the previous coaching staff strategy for using players. All offseason Lions writers, myself included, have stated it's unclear how Tavai fits into the new scheme based on what we saw under former coach Matt Patricia, but Glenn stated Tavai's weight loss showed the discipline he looked for, and with it has come a pleasant surprise. Excuse my niggas out hurting. With athleticism, quote, we challenged him for a weight we wanted him to come back at. Glenn said, I think is the measuring of discipline. When you tell a player, this is what I want you at, and then he comes back, he is there, then that's the thing first, quote. The second thing is just his movement. Glenn continued. To be big as he is now, he did lose a lot of weight, but to be as big as he is, he can move fairly well. That was good to see, and a man of that size that can move like that, then his ability to bend and get off cuts, that was pretty impressive. Glenn plans to use Tavai in a different manner than what we've seen the last 2 seasons. He played on the edge a lot of the last system, Glenn said, and we want to put him as a stack backer, allow him to be covered up and allow him to make plays. Patricia used Tavai primarily as an edge setter and a gap filler, which often left him in lurch when he was tasked to other assignments, covering up linebacker by putting him behind defensive linemen, forcing blockers to deal with the line first. There's no open route to the second level defender, keeping that linebacker clean, shut down gaps or pursuits. Glenn plans to use Tavai as an off-the-ball linebacker, setting up for success. See it with the scheme. Quote, we're going to make it simple for him. Glenn continued. Make his read simple. Put him in a position where he can be covered up. Any linebacker will tell you, if I can be covered up, I can run and get the ball. Hell, that's what I want to do. So he says, like the rest of the new defensive scheme under Glenn, they're going to be formations that look eerily similar to defense we've seen in the last few years, but the concepts are going to be drastically different. With Tavai benefit, so far 2 coaches appear to think so. And simply, people forget he had his best game on the edge versus Arizona last year, getting their first win. He was a huge part of that win. So was Kenny Galladay. But I mean, people don't understand. They have you playing at 3 or 4 positions, and you don't, you young in the league. That's hard to do. Now you're gonna probably play in the middle. You're gonna play in the middle, and they're gonna let him, cover and fill gaps and do what he needs to do. But maybe they like big, slow linebackers. And look at Bill Belichick. Look at Matt Patricia's track record. Excuse me, my neck is killing me. They like big, slow linebackers. They don't like speed. The only reason the Giants under Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick defensive coordinator tutelage, the only reason that defense was really good or good because of Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor brought speed. Lawrence Taylor brought athleticism. If Lawrence Taylor was slow, that team would have never won 2 Super Bowls, whatever they won. That's a fact, you know. So I mean, that's my thing about it, bro. It's just simple. It's not complex. It's not rocket science. It's simple. They give you a job to do it, you do it. You know, if you can't do that job, or something we ask you can't do, we're gonna put somebody else in and then put you in on downs where you can do what you need to do. And then how we gonna get you better is, you know, practicing on those things in practice and going through film on those things that you need to do and get better at. And that's simple as that. Football is pretty much simple. People make it complicated, but it's not. You know, maybe some complexities about it, but you know, I mean, I said Tavai was going to be a guy that was going to benefit from the new coaching staff. I said he'd probably be the guy that I think had the biggest jump from last year to this year. And it wasn't hard to tell. I mean, who did benefit? A lot of guys, Trey Flowers, Jamie Collins. A lot of guys didn't look good in that defense. Justin Coleman. It was just what Bill Belichick liked to run. A lot of man-to-man coverage. No mixing up. You know, I don't even know how he succeeds in New England. I'd be hard-pressed to see if they succeed this year. Honestly, man, because Tom Brady covered up a lot of deficiencies. You know, they play man-to-man with big, slow linemen in front of them. With a lot of, you know, you got some linebackers. That's just a defense that's grown out of style. And now you can't have these big old slow linebackers playing no more. Now you asking linebackers to rush. Now you ask them on a higher rate. Now you ask them to cover in space. Now you asking them to cover man to man. Now you asking them to spy. And then you asking these dudes to still plug holes and be good in the run. You can't have big slow linebackers. It's no more just playing the run and now every now and again play the pass and, you know, play zone. Now these dudes got to cover in space. Now they got to defend Will Rouse in a completely pass happy defense. Now you got to cover Texas routes. You know, it's tough. It's tough, man. And now Tavai is lighter. Them big slow linebackers don't work no more. Can you imagine Singletary or Deke Buckets going out there covering out Kamara in the slot and not being able to be physical? It's a wrap. You need speed, bro. Today's NFL is not yesterday. You need speed. Now you got guys that's, you know, now you got guys that's consistently like Simeon Rice, Javon Curse, not Derek Brooks. Now you got them. Now you see more Ray Lewis's, more London Fletchers. Now you seeing, you know, you seeing those guys more consistent. Now you seeing guys like Aaron Donald. You know, everybody got to be able to run. Today's NFL is you compromise power. You compromise power for speed. It's simple as that. You compromise power for speed. You got to be able to run. You got to be able to have linebackers to stay on the field in nickel situations. That's what it's about. It's a numbers game in the box. If you can get linebackers to cover slot receivers, to cover tight ends, to cover backs out the backfield, to cover other slot receivers, and I don't have to compromise. I really don't have to compromise power that much. That's the game. Or to be in nickel and have your nickel be able to be good against the run. It's a numbers game. When you go out there, three receivers, what, 3 for 8, 9, 10, and 3 receivers, a tight end, or, you know, a running back, whatever it may be. It's numbers. You take a linebacker off, put a corner in. Where do you think they run it to? They run into that nickel corner side. Or sometimes they might mix direction. They might like it's going to nickel, come back to the right. You know, come on. You know, if you sit there and you got your, you know, they may go to the right tackle. So it's a numbers game. If you're able to keep a guy like Isaiah Simmons on the field, somebody got drafted this year that was a good, or Michael Parsons on the field, or tackling Dutchman. If I'm able to keep them on the field in passing situations, they give me the advantage. I know they're not going to run. Unless it's a delay or a draw, I know they're not going to run power on a 4th and 3. Because guess what? I left my linebacker out there. And he can cover the slot. You know? So it's a numbers game. When they put a receiver out there or 2 receivers out there, and you're going to go into dime coverage. You know? So football's a numbers game when you talk about nickel and dime situations. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can react. I mean, you can, reach me there if you have a business question, inquiry, response, video question, advertising videos on the channel. All my social media links in the description. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best with donate, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. One time. Peace. All right, all my Detroit Piston fans and all my Detroit fans, all my Motor City Sports Talk fans, make sure you guys go check out Piston Mike. We got him over 100 followers. So make sure you check him out. Everything Pistons, man. He gonna hold it down and do his thing, just strictly on the Pistons thing. I got the Lions and Pistons, but man, we always trying to help people get their channel up. Let's get them to 200 next, 300 next, 400 next, 500 next, and let's get them all the way to a rack so you can start making that bag. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you go over to Piston Mike as you see it on the screen. Let's get them to 200, then 300, then 400, then 500, and the whole shebang. Peace.